Ah, well, guys, today, yeah, we're not doing games today, but but we got something to talk about. 2 minutes. Finally, it's about time. Today, we're we got season 3 of Alternate Future Lore. Yeah, before the clankers, before the circus, before the stickmen, this was my favorite show. Ada's Crow, yeah, season 3. Yeah, I've seen his first map. Yeah, yeah, I've seen his first map, which is called what US started an empire. Yeah, that's one of the first ones I've seen. And I seen, yeah, so I'm watching enough film to see the first season of it, the second season, and then WICSO, of course. But now today, we're just going. Today we're going to rate Alternate Future of the World season 3 episode. See it. It starts off uh, with this war, of course. It starts off with this war that slowly alters, and we see this new string of events. And we see the US split into 3 countries: the US, Texas, and California. But with 2 disputes, you can see Arizona and New Mexico, which I think looks familiar to Kosovo and yes, which to me looks like a Kosovo situation. Which I think, which is one thing that I'm happy they finally did what Ultimate Patrol World Season 1 and 2 couldn't. A fractured US. Yeah, that is one of the things that I've been wanting for a while. But what I'm not happy is Russia. Now, Russia, in the sense, but they did make it make sense. Though. I think they made it work in a way. Although I'm not happy about a big rush right now, for obvious reasons. See, I do think it makes more sense. And I'm glad they didn't, like, make a second Warsaw Pact, or, like, something no. Like Annex Ben. That was the one I disliked the most. And it kind of looks familiar to Alternate Future of Season 1, except both the Baltics is united. Just do not want something like a Russian dominate. But we'll see how it goes. I think they can make them. I think so, yeah. I do think it could work. So yeah, with the US now collapsed right here, and then we see this string right here. If anyone can tell me what the string is, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, I don't care about your ads. I don't care about the tables. Alright. But if we look at this map right here, you can notice, alright, ignore Australia, but We got this world now. The Americas look different. The whole world looks different. All of it. India is looking. We'll talk about it. That's something we'll talk about. This IUI. Russia, I'm fine with it. Yeah, Russia did make a little progress, but I think it should have taken them way long to at least try to see. It should at least take way too long for years to at least be like this. But it's fine. I will let. And also, at least it's not like a fully like a like a Russian dominated Europe. But that at least it'll be fine. Yeah, we don't see much change right here in West Africa. Egypt didn't change, but Sudan, it did change right here. Central Africa changed right here. Noticeably, Somalia, Ethiopia took a strip out of it. Congo right here. And then most of South Africa is mostly the same right now. You may also notice the Venezuela beyond right here. We don't know what happened right here, but we'll talk about this later. Anyways, Venezuela is right now here, and most of Europe hasn't changed a lot, except China took Taiwan. South Korea and Japan is both the same right here. North Korea is still, and then Southeast Asia is still. Quebec, oh yeah, Quebec, forgot about you. Damn that. But now after a while, oh yeah, don't forget about Israel. So yeah, we'll let Aiden explain right here.
Belarus won the Ukrainian war and Texas, and with those
Yeah, I'll let Aiden explain.
tensions, the year is 2053. The global order as we know it has fully collapsed, and that is mostly due to and allow me to introduce you to the world of Alternate Future Season 3. A world of great uncertainty, a world of great division, a world full of tensions. The year is 2053. The global order as we know it has fully collapsed, and that is mostly due to the fall of the United States of America. And once the federal government was weak enough, we had states breaking away, such as California and Texas, and with those states breaking away, they took some of their surrounding neighbors. But the semi-collapse of the United States had detrimental world effects. Just north in Canada, Quebec was able to break away from their nation, taking with them New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Over in Europe, the fall of the United States also led to the full-on collapse of NATO. And with no NATO and with no US in their way, Russia was able to complete most of their goals, having now united with Belarus, won the Ukrainian war, and expanded into the Baltic area. In the Middle East, however, a very different case is to be studied, because despite the fact that the US fell, we still see that they were victorious in winning in this region. This is mostly due to the consolidation of power before the collapse of the United States, which allowed for their ally of Israel to get a lot of land and to take out a lot of their neighbors. In this region, we also see the effect of the current day Israel-Iran war, with the Americans and Israelis actually winning that war and flipping the government of Iran over onto their side. Elsewhere, chaos has been erupting, specifically in Africa, as Sudan's civil war got out of hand, leading to a smaller nation breaking away down here in the south. And similar cases can be found elsewhere, such as in the Central African Republic, as well as the Democratic Republic of Congo. Over in the Horn of Africa, we see that Somalia has fully collapsed, leaving in its dust Somaliland, Puntland, and the rest of Somalia, which is extremely unstable and weak. But now heading on over to the Far East, we can see that only one notable change has taken place here on the surface, being the collapse of Myanmar and the partition by India and China to create 3 new states in this place. But I did just say that was on the surface, because, well, there is way more to be uncovered. In this world exist 4 main blocks of power. The waning US bloc, which includes themselves, Argentina, El Salvador, Israel, South Korea, Japan, and the Philippines. And then we have the European bloc, which formed a little bit after the collapse of NATO, and of course after the wake of Russia's...
Let Ancestry...
Now, anyway. Yeah, this is why I don't want it. Anyways, yeah, 4 major alliances were made. A U.S. bloc, let's find the best place. A U.S.-led bloc, a Chinese-led bloc, a Russian-led bloc, and then a European-led. 4 different blocks having stayed right here. So yeah, we got 4 of these blocks, right? All led by different nations. A weakened U.S., a bombed Europe, with Russia now having Serbia and Ukraine, and then China with its 2 Central Asian allies, Pakistan and North Korea. So yeah, you do later see Philippines leave, but other than that, with a 5th one that we'll talk about later. Our first war starts between Turkey and Greece, where I think which is the most realistic thing I think of, to start a series, which will not start my series, but that's what we'll get into that a few hours or now. But anyways, Turkey was trying to invade Greece, and then Iraq just got involved. Turkey called Albania and Azerbaijan to at least try to jump Greece and Iraq. And Greece lost, and also Iraq. Tiny bit lost for now, but what I think the first criticism about was Albania. I think they should have just done a Macedonia instead. Macedonia, I think, should have joined. But I do think it should have been Macedonia instead of Albania. Yes, tensions and bombings, most important, are mostly crazy. Greece is just, I think there would have been more that would join for way easily. But we do get World Wars better than Greece. Yeah, it just gets better. So yeah, we see Greece get destroyed, at least it lost all of its islands except these ones, but those are most likely from Albania. And we see a Lebanon Unita. If there was a Discord, I would join it. Anyways, they joined this. They also took Cyprus, and then we immediately go to Africa for like a war of Ethiopia, just add Somalia, and to at least upset each other a little bit. That's all. We also get talk about more about Arizona and New Mexico, as they're just two parts of this. Arizona belongs to California. They're like coastal right here. But Albania annexed coastal. So we'll see soon. Something like that. We might need to watch those forces soon. At least Wednesday. Now, Mexico decided to always form an economic alliance, similar to like NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, in Central America. But anyways, yeah, remember Philippines leaving? Yeah, this is what its ally is. They made a fifth new alliance with Australia, New Zealand, and Philippines, creating this new bloc right here, and Australia becoming a power. So yeah, let's hope it doesn't get like season one. But now, we also see a rivalry between Russia and China. China gets Kazakhstan, and then Egypt invades Sudan. That's all. And annex it. We also see South Africa invade Botswana and gain some resources. This country might become important sooner than you think. I don't know how, but it might be important. Like both season 1 and 2. And now we get to the final event. The event starts out. The invasion of Iraq. So yeah, it starts off with an Israel and Iranian invasion of Iraq, a planned one by the United States of America. And it starts off with Iraq going to get taken out, thanks to the help of the United States and its secret project. And no, it's not of course not. It is a secret project planned on taking out. But then Turkey also joins in to take out Iraq, Markiplier's side. And with all three of them taking the cap and dividing Iraq like cake, along with this new area right here, that is U.S. territory. But now we got three new nations. But this also upsetted Saudi Arabia and made them join that. Now, I think Saudi Arabia made a pretty poor choice. I think Saudi Arabia should have joined China's alliance. I think although Russia could be good, I do wonder why they joined Russia instead. They got a lot better oil fields. They got better relations with China. They do think, I do think they would prefer China with Russia by a mile. But Russia, I think would be, if it makes sense for Russia to not like U.S. more, then I think it would be good. But I think China would also like to have Saudi. But that is all for me. But at the end, we do get documents. So yeah, which I'll read them for you. We, now. The United States found successful operation in Venezuela. Right? The U.S. were extremely ambitious. Operations soon began to aim at surrounding nations. First Haiti in November 2026, then Cuba in 2028. These expansions, however, set the country on a path following Greenland's independence up to Denmark in 2046. US began drawing plans for innovation in 2007. Those plans were put in action, and the recently created states came under control. That would lead later lasted war fought by the US for the next 16 years. As soon as the domestic version of hard kicked out, they became a dismantling of the federal government. Now food will weaken the nation against a rapid decline. Eventually, in 2043, the states of California and Texas declared independence and were met with no resistance. Seeing this, multiple other states, including Greenland, soon joined these new countries in breaking away from America in 2053. The U.S. forces focused on rebuilding itself in order to reclaim its former hegemony. So yeah, now that episode's not here. What do I rate it out? Between 1 to 10. So yeah, first of all, pros. The borders look a lot better. A lot better. I did like start off. Yeah. I like how we just go to the future to start alternate future instead of the past, like with the Swiss scientists. Those are one. That's one. Yeah, this was the reason why I was not a fan of season 2. They just clickbait. It should have been alternate history for season 2. Season 3 did a lot better, in my opinion, so far. But it is not perfect. For example, we do have some inconsistencies. Like, why is Russia stronger than me? Or like, why is China ain't doing much? Which I think is a better which in my opinion, I didn't like it better. For China's sake. So yeah, Russia was kind of the most complex thing I had to think about. But at the same time, I did think it was necessary a little bit. Russia was still kind of a threat in a way, but they're just not as strong as they once were. And also, how did people solve the world population problem in the 21st? The U.S. understand of how they could try and get away for obvious reasons. But I'm going to tell you, people aren't that dumb. Just ask my dog, of course. But anyways, episode 1, in a way, I think would be so far a great start. It's not amazing, not for 10, but I think it is a good start in a way, which I'm hoping episode 2 does a lot better than episode 1. See, there were a few nitpicks like Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia and like and also like Albania and Macedonia, but I don't think it'll matter anyway. But hopefully, they don't try to throw countries like season 1, of course. So far, episode 1 was like a good show, and expected. Yeah, good job, Ace. Did good. See ya. Now we got that out of the way. We got another show to talk about, and it is my show, of course. But anyways, this is a way too alternate show. But I nicknamed that because it's like show I'm trying to make, of course. I'm planning on trying to. So far, it will be like episode 10 to 20. Not too unrealistic, but it's just like a whole. But if you haven't watched it, you may know. So we're going to talk about this trailer.
2028, a day that will change America with an election between novice Trump Party President Donald J.
Now, what is stupid? Well, ah. Now, if you listen to this speech right here, there were two parts, of course. Yeah. This is called the Novice Trump. Now, why did I call it that? Novice means new word for Rome. New for new in Latin.
President.
See, new, it means the new Trump. Which, surprisingly, sadly, it got high. It got high votes, and even surpassed Republicans. On the other hand, we got Alexandra, which she's been very popular, but I do think she does have a chance. Anyway, but now, and you might also watch Truly Big.
In live tonight, both candidates along with 100 senators, over 30 administrators, and 94 federal courts have all been found dead in the White House.
Now, let me tell you something. Why did I decide to let the whole government get taken down serious? Well, I was planning on trying to see. Alright, I was planning on keeping these two on, but then I thought, yeah, they were not. That would be a little too crazy. But hey, at least they're not going to be. You won't have to deal with him, of course. See, we don't have too much craziness, of course. And I would answer your questions like this, right here. See, it centers on, of course, the.
Over 30 administrators and 94 federal courts.
See, all of them are gone. All of them were gone, of course. Because it was a strong it was a person who managed to take it. Now, I won't tell you who, but you might be surprised at this. You might be surprised at this. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Federal.
And also, what news station this is, of course. This is an indie news studio, of course. With the rise of many indie shows, including some live action ones, it caused more news stations to find reports based off of newspapers. Yeah, now, so we also got this map right. If you look, now let's talk about the thing that we're going to do most. What is this map? You may be asking. And you can even see a few countries that are on different sides. Pretty crazy. But we'll see. First of all, if we look right here, the US is like right now. You can see it's tiny dot right here, aka Atlanta. We got this Democratic area right here, if you call it that. We got this area right here, and this area right here, which is now going to start World War III, of course. And many countries will join. In Morocco versus Algeria to help settle them. See, there were troops starting to about to attack. Yeah, which, yeah, it did start it, but there were no troops going to be fired yet. Let me tell you, it might. But it might end not expected. You might want to look at where this area is, and we'll talk about it. So yeah, there's going to be something going to happen right here, but you're going to know, yeah, the Civil War is going to start. There's going to be chaos right here. You can also notice why is China and Russia on different sides. Alright, Russia is on the team for a huge because that's what they used to support, which is the old Republicans, supports. And then the Democrats was your old Democrats. What were left of it, the ones that didn't die from that mass shooting or stabbing or chasing. Yeah, anyways. We got different sides right here. China with Europe, and the most surprising trio of them all right here. Right. And we also got India, Russia right here, Vietnam right against China right here. And we also see a few countries now. Those being Australia, Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela, South Africa. They might have Venezuela. The reason why is they don't want to get involved with this. They all don't want to. Economic reasons, diplomatic reasons, or just they don't care. until the economy. Then yeah, that happens. And we also see this speech from the mighty Putin.
Благодарю вас за выдержку, сплоченность и патриотизм.
And we're going to see you also may notice, what does this say? And then I tell you, Mr. Clem's Luffy. And the clankers are going to go after if I try to tell you what that location is. But anyways, you also get this scene right here.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the is that?
You may know, what is this voice over here, right? It's green. Yeah, it's green. You may notice the base right here that look like off faults right here. And then if you continue right here, yep, sorry, alternate future of the world, man was strong. Yeah, that way. And we see, if you know that, if you don't, that's easy. Okay.
Oh, and every day he doesn't, people will die.
Yeah, we see Uzi starting to a villager.
My word.
As the first victim. And yes, this is the first victim of this war. I won't say no, it's not the first victim. Of course, it's not the first victim, but we'll get to why Uzi just took out this innocent, handsome, young Squidward soldier right here. And then we'll figure it out. Yeah. This is now, and also you get the release there right here after that. Now, will it start? See, start late June or early July, which means we're gonna get this in early July. I'm planning on trying to get on July 4th, and then that's it. So yeah, what will this series have? Of course. So far, I'm not going to say much, but it's going to have this person right here state what they want, and then that's it. I'll hold the first part of it. So just leave the stream and hurry up. 3, 2, 1, go. Uzi plans on trying to take at least 3 of them. One of you may want 3 of them, of course. Like a certain other person, or at least like the person above Joe, the country above Joe. We won't know yet. They announced that it will be a secret project, and anyone will get mapped. Will get mapped, of course. Let's get that. Anyone above this line right here. Yeah, this one right here. Anyone above this line will immediately, well, above the territory of drum territory, which will obviously be right here. Would this include Einstein? We do not know. Which is just one giant box right here. So far, of course. And Finland might not be safe. Maybe Sweden, Norway. St. Petersburg borders that chaos right here. And then, of course, like, that's all. If we look at the free map, yeah, get a more detailed version of it. Full settlements right here in Atlanta, which Civil War will become the first thing of what? First thing about this war. There might not be any sounds for it right now, but you'll know, of course. You'll know. Yeah. So yeah, we see this whole world right here. Note too, UK will top out. The UK, Russia, Bulgaria, Albania. What? Alright, Albania, I'm not even right. Come on. Why is Albania on the red? Yeah. Did I just go? Oh. Yeah, I think I might. Okay, here. This right here. There's this right here. And bam. Yeah, that's all. Right. Yeah, that's for now. I think that's all. Yeah, it's not a long stream, but I think it's all we can do until the series arrives. See you. Alright, guys, have a great day. See you next time.